Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you're truly following the Browns this season, you know that the quarterback position has been a roller coaster. The Browns, as we all expected, entered this season with high hopes, especially after a busy offseason that saw the team making some bold moves. But the quarterback situation has been anything but straightforward. It's been a saga full of twists, turns, and uncertainties that keep fans on the edge of their seats. And trust me, the latest developments only heighten the anticipation for what's next. Let's start by setting the scene. Cleveland's quarterback room has been a bit of a chess match, with a mix of veteran experience, potential young guns, and injury concerns that complicate the picture even further. At the heart of it all, we have Dillon Gabriel, who's been given the chance to lead this team. Now Gabriel's had his moments, but overall, his performance has left many fans and analysts underwhelmed. Through 4 starts, he's managed a 1-3 record, throwing for 702 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Not exactly the numbers you'd hope for from a franchise quarterback. What's been troubling is his inability to consistently make plays, with an average of just 4.9 yards per attempt. That lack of explosive plays has been a sore point for Cleveland's offense, which has struggled to find rhythm and momentum in key moments. But that's where things get even more interesting. The Browns aren't just relying on Gabriel because their options behind him are quite complex. Enter Bailey Zappe. Now, Zappe was signed ahead of the season and has been on the practice squad, but he's someone who's already shown he can step in when needed. Last week, he was active as the backup in place of Sanders, and that's significant. It's a reminder that Zappe isn't just a practice squad guy. He's someone the coaching staff trusts enough to be ready to play. And of course, he's already got some NFL experience, having started a game last season for Cleveland, the meaningless season finale, but a valuable experience nonetheless. But the focus isn't just on Zappe. No, the biggest question marks hover around Deshaun Watson, the team's supposed franchise quarterback, who's been dealing with a serious injury, twice ruptured Achilles, that has kept him sidelined for more than a year. Now Watson is on the PUP list and his return remains uncertain. The team is currently evaluating him during the bye week, and there's speculation about whether Cleveland will open his 21-day return window. The fascinating part. Even though Watson has been out all season, the Browns haven't entirely shut the door on him returning this year. That's a huge point of intrigue, especially considering how his performance has declined since arriving in Cleveland. You see, Watson was acquired in a blockbuster trade before the 2022 season, with high expectations. Cleveland handed him a fully guaranteed $230 million deal, signaling their belief in his talent and potential to lead the team to greatness. But so far, the results haven't matched those high hopes. Since arriving, Watson has a 9-10 record as a starter, passing for 365 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Those numbers are okay, but not what you'd expect from someone with his talent and reputation. Even when healthy, Watson has looked somewhat off from the Pro Bowl quarterback he used to be with Houston. The Browns, of course, are aware of that, and owner Jimmy Haslam has even called the trade a swing and miss, which shows how much the franchise is reassessing its gamble on him. And yet, despite all that, Watson remains eager to return and prove the doubters wrong. In social media videos, he's expressed his confidence, saying he's working hard and believes he'll be better than before. That kind of mentality keeps fans hopeful. But the reality is, with his performance declining even before the injury, and with the team's current quarterback struggles, the Browns are in a tricky position. The coaching staff, led by Kevin Stefanski, is trying to balance everything, weighing the potential of Watson's return, the development of Gabriel, and the readiness of Zappe, all while keeping an eye on their playoff ambitions. Now let's talk about the immediate future. The bye week is coming up, and that's often a pivotal moment for teams to assess and make decisions. Stefanski has been clear that he's not necessarily committed to Sanders starting when the team comes out of the break for the Week 10 matchup against the Jets. That's a nuanced statement, but it hints at the possibility of a quarterback shuffle. Sanders, the 5th-round pick, has shown flashes but also faced injury setbacks, notably a back injury that kept him out of the Week 8 game. He tested it pregame, but ultimately the team decided to hold him out, which was a cautious but understandable move. The coaching staff is optimistic about his progress, but they're also aware that stepping in and leading this offense requires more than just talent. It requires health and confidence. Stefanski emphasized that Sanders is getting better every day and that he hopes he'll continue to improve. But the bigger picture is that the Browns are in a bit of a quarterback limbo. Gabriel is the designated starter for now, but the team's evaluation of all options, including the possibility of Watson returning, keeps the fans guessing. And let's not forget, the Browns are in a division where every win counts, and even a small change at quarterback can influence their entire season. What's really interesting, though, is how the team's recent history and current roster construction point to a broader strategy. Cleveland has made some bold moves, especially with Watson's massive contract, but the results have been mixed. The team's defense remains solid with some playmakers stepping up, but offensively they need consistency and explosiveness. The quarterback position is the key to unlocking that potential, and with the injuries and performance issues, the Browns are in a race against time to find stability. Looking ahead, the AFC North is fiercely competitive this year. The Cincinnati Bengals are strong, the Ravens are always formidable, and Pittsburgh, despite their ups and downs, remains a tough out. The Browns know that every game is critical, and the quarterback situation could be the difference between a playoff appearance and an early exit. Fans are anxiously waiting to see whether Stefanski and the coaching staff will give Sanders more reps, or if they'll explore the possibility of bringing Watson back earlier than expected. The decision will be influenced by their evaluations during the bye week, by how Sanders responds to his back injury, and by how Zapp performs if called upon. And what about the long-term implications? Well, the Browns have invested heavily in Watson, but the recent decline and injury setbacks have cast some doubt on his ability to be the long-term solution. The team's front office, owner Jimmy Haslam, and the coaching staff are all watching closely. They want to see improvement, consistency, and leadership from whoever takes the snaps. The hope is that Watson can rediscover his form, but in the meantime, Gabriel and Zapp serve as vital pieces in this puzzle. This entire situation underscores the unpredictability of NFL quarterback dynamics. Teams often find themselves juggling multiple options, trying to strike that perfect balance between experience, youth, health, and potential. The Browns' situation is no different. They're in a delicate phase, trying to maximize their chances for a playoff run, all while managing injuries and evaluating talent. It's a challenge that requires patience, strategic thinking, and a little bit of luck. So, Browns fans, what's your take? Do you believe Sanders can step up and lead this team to a winning streak? Or will the team look to bring Watson back earlier than expected, risking his health but possibly gaining a boost in leadership and experience? And how do you see Zapp fitting into this mix? The coaching staff has options, but the pressure to make the right call is immense. Every decision could shape the remainder of the season. Now, as we talk about the bigger picture, it's important to remember that the Browns are always in that unique position of balancing the present with the future. They've invested heavily in their roster, and despite setbacks, the core of this team remains competitive. The defense, led by key players stepping up, is a bright spot. But the offense, especially the quarterback position, is still a work in progress. Cleveland fans are known for their resilience, and this season they're holding their breath, hoping that the next move will bring them closer to their ultimate goal, a deep playoff run and, of course, that elusive Super Bowl victory. The AFC North remains one of the most competitive divisions in football this year. The Bengals, Ravens, and Steelers are all capable of making noise, and the Browns need to find a way to stand out. That means not only developing their quarterback depth, but also maximizing the talent around them. The coaching staff's ability to adapt, the health of key players, and a little bit of luck will be crucial in the coming weeks. That's why every practice, every game, every decision counts. Fans are anxiously watching, waiting for that breakthrough moment that will define whether Cleveland can finally take that step forward. And let's not forget the emotional side of being a Browns supporter. It's been a long journey filled with highs and lows, heartbreak and hope. This season is no different. Every pass, every run, every decision by the coaching staff adds to the narrative that Browns fans have been living for decades. The desire for stability at quarterback, the hope for a playoff push, and the dream of finally reaching the Super Bowl are what keep this passionate fan base alive. They believe in their team, they believe in their players, and they believe that with the right moves, the Browns can turn things around. The coming weeks are going to be critical, and the decisions made during this bye period could set the tone for the rest of the season. So as we wrap up, I want to remind everyone that this story is still unfolding. The Browns have options, challenges, and opportunities ahead. The quarterback room is a fascinating puzzle, with Sanders, Gabriel, Zapp, and potentially Watson all vying for their place in this team's future. Each one brings something unique to the table, and the coaching staff's ability to navigate these waters will be crucial. The fans' patience, belief, and support will be equally vital. Because let's face it, Cleveland is a city that lives and breathes football, and no matter what happens, that passion will never fade. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Sanders will be the guy to lead this team to the playoffs? Or do you believe the team will make a bold move and bring Watson back earlier than planned? How do you see Zapp fitting into the picture? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates and analysis, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're in this journey together, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Thanks for being part of this incredible fan community. Keep the faith, Browns fans.